What's going on, guys? Today's kind of a different video. I haven't made a video in a long time, and this particular video I struggled with making it because I've never in my life been one of those pity party guys, but I did want to explain to you guys why I haven't been making videos. And hopefully in explaining myself, you know, maybe it might be able to help somebody who's going through the same thing that I'm going through. Last year, December 22nd, I found out that I had thyroid cancer. And it was kind of a struggle, certainly kind of a struggle, because I have a beautiful wife. I got two awesome kids, awesome kids. And you know, when you hear a doc say, you know, you've got cancer, that's a pretty scary thing. It all kind of started out, you know, months before that, where little things that were going on with my body was changing, and I didn't really understand why. I've always been super duper healthy, into athletics, and always full of energy. And there was just some things that were going on that just weren't right. Like I started to get dandruff, and I'd never had dandruff before in my life. I started to get tired a lot. You know, I would come home from work, you know, I'd get home about 5:30, 6 o'clock, put my head back on the couch and would be out, you know, which is kind of an oddity for me. So, and then I got this lump. I got this lump on my neck right here. Now your thyroid is right here, and I'm gonna come close. Maybe you can see my scar. I don't know if you can or not. Right there. But I was getting this lump right here on my neck. It would swell up and then go away. Literally within hours, it would swell up and then go away. And so I ended up going to the doctor, and when I went to the doctor, it wasn't swollen at the time. And he checked my lymph nodes, and he checked all around, and he said, you know what, it's more than likely your body is just fighting something. And you know, this kind of thing happens all the time. And I said, okay. And that was about 8 to 10 months before last December. So from that first appointment, you know, this thing kept on reoccurring. Every couple weeks it would swell up. Sometimes it would swell up really big, then go away. Sometimes it was just sore and then go away. And then finally, a couple weeks, like early in December, actually probably around December 15th, I went in. I asked my wife to make an appointment for me because this thing had swelled up. And she made an appointment, and I went into the doctor, and the doctor tried to tell me the same thing. And I told the doctor, and this was a different doctor, I told the doctor, I said, listen, that was fine 8 months ago. That answer was fine 8 months ago. That answer is no longer fine now. So you're my doctor. I don't know what this thing is on my neck, but we need to figure out what this is. And we need to do it today because tomorrow it could be gone. And she says, okay, well, let me see if I can get you some x-rays, you know, it'll probably be in a couple days. We'll get all the appointments set up. And I said, Doc, you're not listening to me. I said, whatever this thing is on my neck could very well be gone tomorrow. So whatever we need to do it today. And after pushing, the ball, the everything started to roll. And I have really good, I'm here in front of my work. I have really good health insurance. My boss is awesome. In fact, I'm here at work today because I forgot some water. She has a machine at her house that makes this alkaline water. And I'll explain to you what the alkaline water does after I finish my quick story about pushing. If you ever feel that something's wrong with you and you're not getting the right answers from your doctor, keep pushing. Push as hard as they push. What ended up happening was I ended up going to getting a chest X-ray, and I ended up having an ultrasound done on my neck, and both of those were inconclusive. And so I asked, well, that being inconclusive is not okay with me. So what else can we do? And they gave me two options. They said we can do a biopsy on the bump, or we can do a CT scan. And at that time, I didn't fully understand what a biopsy was. I always thought a biopsy was you just cut the dang thing open, you pull some material out, and you look at it under a microscope. My understanding of a biopsy was incorrect. Now what they can do is they just stick a big needle in it and they get some cells out of it. And I'm kind of thankful that I didn't fully understand what the biopsy was, because I ended up having a CT scan. And so what they did was they scanned basically my head all the way down to my shoulders. And when they did that, the CT scan showed some lumps in my thyroid. And long story short, those lumps, after a bunch of biopsies and on this bump and both sides of my thyroid, it ended up that I had thyroid cancer. So I had the surgery. Obviously, I'm still alive, thank God. Not that thyroid cancer is obviously it's cancer, but it is not as bad as some of the other cancers. Unfortunately, when they were in there cutting my thyroid out, the doctor found lymph nodes that were blackened. That's the way he explained it to me. So he ended up cutting out 20 lymph nodes, and 17 of those had cancer in them. So the fight for me is still not over. The fight for me, because I'm one of those people that cancer can grow in. The fight for me is probably going to be on for as long as I can live. So what happens with me going forward, I've got to take some radiation iodine pills, and I've got to eat healthy. I've got to change my diet. I've got to try and exercise more. Back to this water thing, what I've learned through a bunch of research about eating correctly, about the things that cause cancer, pretty much everything we Americans eat, if we cook it, a lot of times we actually change the chemical makeup of foods, especially the oils we use, and those oils become carcinogens. Some people can eat that oil, some people can't. I don't know why I ended up with cancer, but I do know that I've got to change some of the things that I eat. And with regards to your body and your body's ability to fight diseases, your immune system is pretty fantastic. And one of the things that I learned is that our body is generally alkaline, meaning if the scale between alkaline, which is non-acidic, and acidic, which obviously is acidic, if the scale goes from 0 being as acidic as it could be to 14 being as alkaline or non-acidic as something could be, and 7 being the middle line. Our body wants to be just on this side of 7, at 7.6, 7.7. That's where our body works at its most, at its peak, so to speak. So the things that you eat are either acidic or they're alkaline, and a lot of the complex carbohydrates and the simple carbohydrates and the meats and stuff like that are alkaline. A lot of the raw vegetables, things that are raw, nuts. I eat a ton of spinach now. I just go, and I never liked spinach before in my life, but now I feel like a dang horse. I go and I just grab some spinach and I roll it up like an apple and I start eating it. I'm drinking Essex tea. I'm doing all of these things to help my body's immune system be as strong as possible. And I also have to get my body back in shape, because cancer can't live in a oxygenated environment. It has a hard time living in an oxygenated environment. It has a hard time living in an alkaline environment, and it loves sugar. It loves things that are bad for you. So this water that's in this little jug right here is she has this awesome machine that makes water that is alkaline. And so, bless her heart, she brings me a big 3-gallon jug. And that 3-gallon jug, that water is good for 3 days. So I try and drink as much as I can, and then when I run out of it, she goes back to her house and she fills it up. And so on Friday, I rode my sweet R1 to work, and because I have a work truck, but I didn't have any meetings or anything like that, so I rode my sweet R1 to work. I can't call her my baby because my wife may get mad. But I rode her to work, and I forgot that my cousin was going to be bringing in the big jug of water. So I needed to come in and get that water today. So anyway, if you have something that doesn't seem right on your body, if something is kind of off, don't put it off. Get it checked out. And if the answers that you're not getting don't make sense to you, or the answers that you're getting don't make sense to you, keep fighting. Fight till you get something that makes sense to you, because you only have one life. So take advantage of it. I'm certainly going to take advantage of it. I'm trying to live it to my fullest for however many days the good Lord gives it to me. So have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed year, and have a blessed life.